What's good, y'all? It's King of the Root back with another video. Um, I was scrolling on Instagram, and I don't have many followers on Instagram. I don't really deal with it. I was more of a Facebook person. I'm still struggling to cross over into the new age in a sense. I was a part of those kids who had the first Nokias, the first Razor flip phone, 93. You niggas know what I'm talking about. But Rashad Jamal came on, and when his page comes in the timeline, you'll get like little snippets of lectures he's done, I guess, since he's been incarcerated. And he had said something about them talking about him starting some cult or being a part of a cult. And I was listening to the lecture, and then he went to like adrenochrome and really broke down why a lot of black kids go missing, and just kids go missing in general, and people go missing. And he's pretty much saying, you never really go missing off the face of the earth. Either you're dead, or I forgot what was his other counterpart. What did he say? Either you're dead, or I guess you're not missing. So then I was like, well, shit, the lecture was getting really good. It really instilled in me and really refreshed. Well, not refreshed or instilled, but it really reminded me how much I miss Rashad Jamal and his lectures. And I was like, I'm gonna go on YouTube and look up and see what he's posted, so I can see if I can get the full lecture of what he was talking about, because I wanted to finish it off. It was only about 15 minutes. It was a 15-minute call. And that's when I saw what he was actually talking about. So I didn't know that he has actually been on the news, and that some kids or some people who allegedly are part of his cult, the University of Cosmic Intelligence, I believe is what it was called. Is it the UCI? Yeah. You guys know what I'm talking about if you're a follower of Rashad Jamal. I remember it, used to watch it, was a part of it. Still a part of it. A big follower of Rashad Jamal. Love him. Um, let those who have eyes see clearly. Peace, brother. And freedom to you. But I was listening to the allegations, and I was like, whoa, where the fuck did this come out of? It was already some bullshit with the whole him being a pedophile, and I didn't know that he had been convicted. Well, I guess I knew he had been convicted, but to actually hear them say it, like really put it out there in the universe, I was like, oh shit, like he's a convicted child molester or a convicted pedophile now. That's just crazy. And I didn't know he got 18 months or 18 months, 18 years. Check that 9 and that 6. Um so anywho, yeah, I was watching that, and I was watching the allegations and listening to what the news was saying, and they were talking about all these kids or these babies that went missing, and that supposedly they were a part of his university. And they gave a little background on Rashad Jamal, and I was like, whoa, like first it was the whole pedophile thing, which we know was a bunch of bullshit, and his ex-wife or baby mama, whoever she was just fucking scorned, and she'd worked with the elites to take him down because he wouldn't participate in what he was supposed to participate in. He reneged on his deal in a sense, which it really was never a deal, but it was, but it wasn't. You feel me? Um, but I was like, I guess you could say Rashad Jamal does, in a sense, have a cult. He would be a cult. The university would be, because I don't know what else you would call it, but not in the cult in the sense of the way you're thinking, or like you would, call a cult like Satanism when it first popped up with Anton LaVey, or like Jonestown. Not in that sense, but more I would call it a cult because he's got like an underground following, and he didn't want to be mainstream even though he could. Um, which still it left me with a lot of questions. But let's get back to what they were saying and what I can remember. So they were talking about these kids going missing, and I guess some people who were a part of his cult or who were followers, and they were talking about how he was influencing these people to be sovereign people, and how the U.S. laws didn't apply to them, which he did say, and that's true. If you are a sovereign being and you believe some of his beliefs, in a sense, that is true. It may not be fact, but it can be true to you and what you believe. But I was like, where are they connecting this? Where is the connection, one, to this cult? Where is the connection to the university of cosmic intelligence? And how are they putting this all together, that Rashad Jamal is the reason that these people have went missing? How long have they been missing? How long did their families and the police know they've been missing? And why are they pinning it on Rashad Jamal? Now, we know that just because he's incarcerated, there have been many big kingpins and spiritual leaders, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, who have did stuff from behind bars. I was going to say period don't stop anything with a sentence, but that isn't that. metaphor won't go with that, but them bars for some people don't stop anything when you have a certain influence. So him being locked up doesn't mean anything. So most definitely he could be running a cult and he could be responsible for this stuff, but we know it's not true. And then where are the facts? And then why are they blaming him? And then the news lady, it was the one news lady who was reporting the information, and then you had the other lady who was listening, and she said her piece for about 5 minutes, and then the lady, it was funny, her eyes, once she broke down what his kind of his what belief systems were, she had like 5 bullet points. She was like, he believes in this, and that, and she said something about like Satanism and things like that, and it was funny the way her eyes looked like she was like, oh, okay. Like, kind of like when you explain something to somebody and you're like, oh, that's very outwardly and that's bullshit and they're retarded. Um, which is so funny because in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, bitch, you're a part of it too. You done been to some of these rituals and stop playing like you don't know what the what's up is. Excuse me, you guys. I'm congested. Just got over some kind of, they didn't affected us again in New Year's, whatever. But, I don't want to miss my point on what I'm trying to say. I just don't understand. I didn't know it was this deep. I'm glad that I guess the ancestors led me to Rashad Jamal to see that clip on Instagram. I want to finish the lecture, of course, on the adrenochrome and the missing kids. If there is a further and longer clip or a full lecture on that, and then I want to know when this came about and when they decided they were going to pin these missing kids and these missing people who are part of his alleged cult. When did they decide to pin this on him and how they came to this conclusion? And what are the facts? And why him? Why are they after him so badly? But really, that's not the question. I mean, you could easily come up with like probably 100 reasons why that are just basic. Which are probably not even an inkling close to really why they just want to bury him. But um, where are these kids? Where are these people? Did these people really exist? Are these people that they are saying are missing? Are they paid actors? Are they what they call them, crisis actors? Do they really exist? Are they a part of the agenda and the elite? Um, One of the family members of the missing person's mother was up there, and she was very interesting. You should go watch her when she was talking about her daughter or granddaughter, whoever she was, talking about when she first joined the Rashad Jamal's movement. And she had some interesting things to say about how she had noticed certain things and she thought it was dangerous and she knew it would lead her down this path in a sense, in so many words. Um, yeah, I don't know what's up with that. There's something deeper going on, which leads me to this question. So it's kind of like in my last video when I was talking about Cat Williams. So either we're being bamboozled and Rashad Jamal in a sense is faking us out and he's acting like he didn't take the deal, but he really took the deal. Because for him to land on the news like he did, um, and although he was a part of the industry allegedly, or according to him, so I guess not alleged. I believe he had a record deal at some time, and he was really up there with some big people at one time, but he didn't want to participate in certain things. You can go back and watch his story in some of his lectures. He talks about the music industry and what he experienced and what he went through. But I believe he was going to be a really big rapper at one time. But yeah, he either he's bamboozling us and this is why I say he could be banned. This could be fully on bullshit. This whole Rashad Jamal thing, and he could be artificial intelligence, and he could be an implant too, because just when you see the clips of his videos from YouTube come up, it's like when you're watching somebody like it's like when we first saw Michael Jackson when he or like Destiny Shot when they're like girls time and then you see them 20 years later and they're like on the big screen. So that's how it was when I saw Rashad Jamal on the news. It was like I'm sitting there watching them play clips of videos I'd watched, and it's like we're watching somebody who was small at one time become bigger. So is this a part of the ritual in a sense where they are putting him on a certain pedestal by saying that he is now a cult leader, which is not putting him somewhere higher up as a god like he already said? You get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Some bamboozling. So by him going to jail and them giving this whole narrative that Rashad Jamal has been convicted of being a pedophile and whoop de whoop, and we've taken him out, we've removed him from the public so he can't teach us anymore. Was that a part of his story the whole time? to lead us in a certain direction, to make us believe that he is for us, but he's really not. You get what I'm saying? Or is this some real shit and what they're showing us on the news is real and they really believe that this guy is a cult leader and they are really after him and they want to take him down? I don't believe that Rashad Jamal is faking this out, but I had to throw it out there, and there's always going to be that thing in the back of my mind when you talk about somebody who's kind of big, like Rashad Jamal, who has a certain following, tens of thousands of followers, I believe they said on the news. Um, there's always going to be something in the back of my mind that says, is there really agenda behind this? Is this a storyline? Is this scripted? You know, I don't know. Are Kiki Palmer and Angela Bassett the same person? Usually when they do the cloning or the mask or whatever, they kind of put some years in between them and they don't put them in the same room a lot of the times and things like that. But when I say this for them, I really mean like, are they the same person in the same room? Like, do Kiki Palmer just switch out of her suit and become Angela Bassett for 10 minutes and then go back to being Kiki Palmer? Like, although one is a Virgo and one is a Leo. See, like, if had they both been Leos, that should have been even crazier because I didn't notice how much they looked alike until I saw the impressions of Angela Bassett performed by Kiki Palmer, and they're very fond of each other. Um, it made me wonder. I was looking at Angela Bassett in her Oscars gown, and or from the mayor's ball, whatever the fuck it was. Who can keep up with these events? I'm getting confused. But and I was looking at her from the side angle, and I was like, "Damn, is that really just like Kiki Palmer in the suit? Like, is she not even another person? Are they just one person, 100%? You following? I know my thoughts all over the place, you guys. I'm in my water. I don't know, you guys. I really don't know. Jennifer Lewis better watch out for Jennifer Hudson. Jennifer Lewis needs to watch out for Jennifer Lopez. Why was Jennifer Lopez all wrapped around Jennifer Lewis like that when they were at that Christmas party singing "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas"? You know, Jennifer Lopez, everything she has done, and she probably didn't need to because it's not that Jennifer Lopez is not talented. She's just not a singer. She's what you would call a performer. She dances, acts, and sings. So she needs to incorporate all in one to be a performer. She's not like Mariah Carey, who was a musician, who's a singer. Whitney Houston, who was a singer, a musician. You get what I'm saying? It's a difference. It's not that Jennifer Lopez probably could have had a, well, depending on how the cards played out, but probably could have had a decent career, maybe not as big as it was, but she probably could have had a decent career without the Apollo and the Santeria and the magic. But Jennifer Lewis needs to watch her back unless she is passing over the torch to Jennifer Lopez, or unless they are part of the same house. And when I say house, I mean like Santeria and Ifa and Mayambe. When you join a house, kind of like your coven, for lack of better words. Um, why was she wrapped around her though? And the way she was wrapped around her while she was singing, like, because Paulo, and I don't want to be telling too many secrets, but in Paulo, they do a lot of sucking and pulling of dead energies, and not just dead energies, live energies, and all. Just go read up on Paulo. All of these things, regardless, necromancy and all that, but pulling of energies, and Hollywood is really big on pulling of energies and killing off uh, the vessel so that the energy can live in your vessel. That's how I want to say it. Or they're very guilty of pulling. I'm gonna leave that where it's at. I don't know how I want to word that, but I definitely found it interesting that while Jennifer Lewis was singing, J Lo wrapped her arms around her throat chakra as if to want to pull that voice. You get me? You gotta watch these hoes. How these hoes want to touch up on you and always want to hug up on you. Do some of you guys have friends like that who always want to touch and hug up on you? And I used to have a friend like that in high school. And I want to say, in a sense, I don't want to call her a friend. She was a friend of a friend, but I was close to her too. She was a part of my high school experience, so she was a friend. But she'd always want to give me a hug, and she went on a witchcraft shit or nothing like that, trying to pull any energy. But have you ever had a friend like that, like who y'all are part of the same group and clique? But that bitch know you really don't like her, and if y'all weren't in the same crew, y'all would never deal with each other. But I always want to hug up on you when you pull up, when you pull up to the party or to the event. I always want to hug you and kiss on you. Or do you just in general have somebody when you get around them, they just always want to be in your energy, touching on you, pulling that energy? You gotta watch hoes like that. What is Jennifer Lewis's sign? I know that J Lo is a Leo, which means she didn't need to pull, but for some J Lo must have had a really weak energy for all the pulling she did for her career. And there's not many in the industry who I can say for sure I know sold they soul, but J Lo sold that soul time and time again, and she's dealt with all. She probably knows spirits of the Catholic priests haven't talked about in millions of years, all the way back before Christ. J Lo fuck with them spirits. I'd love to see her Black Book of Magic, and I'd love to know who her Tata or who her godparents are. Some powerful motherfuckers. I bet she's a badass, and I bet you to go to war with J Lo would be a motherfucking issue. I wouldn't want to. But yeah, Jennifer Lewis needs to, and she getting older too. But you see, Jennifer Lewis, don't get it fucked up. But Jennifer Lewis is not. She like most of us has the roots in the church, like we all do, and that word, that Bible. But Jennifer Lewis is into that work too. And Shangela from RuPaul's Drag Race kind of put us up on that. If y'all didn't peep that when they had that show and Jennifer Lewis was telling Shangela about what did she call it? I think she was kind of teaching her something like tantras, stilling the mind, almost like a Buddhism. You feel me? Sanskrit. But yeah, I found it interesting. Like I said, Jennifer Lewis. If I was Jennifer Lewis, I'd go and cleanse my chakra, or I'd go